Hello, lovelies. How are we all? Hope you're all having a good one. My name is Pixelriffs. Welcome to a Minecraft live stream. Hope everyone's having a wonderful week so far. You know what day it is? It's Choppin' Tuesday, of course it is. And today we're going to have a special treat for you. Welcome in. Welcome back to the studio. We are back on the Minecraft RTX grind today. Today we're going to be just doing a Choppin' Tuesday. I have been working on a little bit of stuff behind the scenes for tomorrow's episode of Minecraft RTX Survival. We're going to be heading into the Nether a little bit. Good morning to you all, or afternoon, if you're around where I am. Prodicius, what's up, my dude? Thank you so much for stopping in with the tier 1 sub. Appreciate it so much. Guys, if you haven't checked out Prodicius' stream, we raided it a few days ago, working on that hardcore grind. It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. He's got a really funny like camera setup that he does with his streams. Super cool. Check him out. Lucy in a Wardrobe with the 7 months. Thank you so much. Cosmic with the 34 in the intro. And Prodicius gifting 2 subs as well. Oh, what a gentleman. Thank you so, so much for the gifted subs to the community. Really appreciate it. Hello. Hello. Welcome on in. Claiming that #1 spot on the gifted sub leaderboard. Thank you. Thank you so, so much. Folks, we've got a hype train going on. If you feel like getting yourself some exclusive emotes, courtesy of our overlords here on Twitch, then drop a sub, gift some subs, drop a follow, and join the fun. The Vixen with 24 months, 2 years of support. Thank you so, so much. I really need to get 2-year sub badges made up, man. There's just been, like, no opportunity to do it. Let's go hype train. Yes, Rocco, Stardew Valley stream will be tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, we'll be doing a Stardew Valley stream, and I'm looking forward to it. We've only got through the first couple of weeks of spring so far, and yeah, it's been really fun getting back into Stardew Valley lately. So I'm all on board. Yes, I need to get 3-year badges too, Talismans. Well, I know. Chav, thanks so much for the 7 months of Prime. Welcome in. Good to see you. Let's get this hype train out of the way before we start the stream today, huh? But yeah, Stardew Valley is going to be tomorrow. Looking forward to getting some more stuff done in spring, and that beach farm, it's just fun. It's just really fun. What are we doing today? Today we're going to be doing a Choppin' Tuesday in the Minecraft RTX world, so I'm just going to be chopping wood, hanging out with you guys. Chronic, Tom Chronic, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Yes. Are you in a time machine? I mean, it's Tuesday. I don't know where you're from, but love the content, man. Thank you so much. I have Insta. I do, yes. At Pixelriffs on Twitter and Instagram. Fazoo Battlecaster with the 5 months. Thank you so much. Saying thank you for all the content and streams. You are more than welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by and resubbing. Appreciate you. Turtle Jockey with the 6 months. Yay, RTX. And Bossman gifting a tier 1 sub. Thank you so much for gifting those subs. Is Minecraft RTX cool? It's really fun. I think a lot of the time, you're not going to see much of a difference from shaders. I feel like a lot of people prefer shaders. They make the game look more cinematic. But where Minecraft RTX really gets going is in, like, actually having colored lighting in the game. And there are some shader packs that can do that, but they are mostly, like, either in development or there's something that you can only get from supporting the creator on Patreon. So I haven't really messed around with too many of them yet. Tom Chronic with another 100 bits, just with work and life. Can't remember the last Choppin' Tuesday. What did we do last Tuesday? Were we just chopping wood in Survival Guide, or were we... Oh, no, it was the Chopping List stream, where we actually went and got, like, a variety of stuff from around the world. My lighting is a little bit off right now, because I actually want to have the blinds open and let in some natural light. It has been snowing a little bit here, not much, but every time it snows and then the sun comes out, because there's snow on the lawn outside of my window, there's, like, a whole bunch of light comes through, and I miss natural light, because I don't get to go outside so much right now. So, yeah, excuse me if the lighting is a little bit weird. The colors in the background look kind of washed out. I have my camera and stuff set up for, like, more studio lighting, because I've been used to it being dark since I've had this whole setup. My hair also looks like a giant mess, but ignore that. Tatiana, thanks so much for the 500 bits. I can have those bits. Thank you. Really appreciate the bits. And Level Up Jumbo Sale with the 10 months. Thanks for the YouTube videos, the chill stream, and the great community. Slowly nearing nerd status. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone in the stream has already, in their hearts, hit nerd status. But the 12-month resub is where it gets made official. Hopeless Dove, thank you so much for the 200 Pride bits for the hype. Really appreciate it. I know, Folder Pizza, sunlight in the UK. It comes around once every so often, and I have to take advantage of it when it does. Yeah, it's it's nice to get a little bit of sunlight. And I went out earlier today. It's still really crisp out there, but it's not snowing anymore. At least it wasn't when I went out. Just needed to go and get some milk and stuff. You playing some D&D, Hayworth? That's awesome. I need to get back into playing D&D. We're probably going to do some more this weekend, fingers crossed. One of the people in my home campaign has just moved, so it's a little bit hectic for her for a couple of weeks. Can have some of the Florida sun. I mean, I'll take it. The sun in Florida actually does something. Here, when the sun comes out, and I know this with my partner being from California, when the sun comes out elsewhere in the world, you actually like feel the heat from the sun. Whereas in the UK, the sun comes out and you're like, I don't know, it hasn't really affected the temperature all that much. Like, I'm not even that warm. Gerardo, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Love Choppin' Tuesdays. Awesome work, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for the 100 bits. I appreciate it. Arizona is always sunny. Yeah, I heard they had snow in Texas this year, which is kind of wild. Like, I just think of Texas as an enormous desert. I know that's not the case. Texas is huge as well, so a lot of microclimates here and there, but... Anonymous Cheerer, thank you for the 100 bits. Thank you, thank you. RTX hype. Get that hype, Benny boy. And yeah, it's snowing in Glasgow. I'm not surprised. Up north, where my family lives, they live up near Manchester. They've had a fair amount of snow, but on the south coast, we just never get it, so... Thank you so much, Creeper. Yes, for folks who haven't seen the YouTube channel, youtube.com/pixelriffs, hit 700,000 subscribers in the last day or so, which is really, really awesome. I know my upload schedule there hasn't been, like, super consistent lately, just because I'm uploading more when I feel like I've got a video that's worth sharing. Where's your snow, Beardstone? I don't know. I'll ship some over to you when I can. Find a mountain biome in the meantime. But yeah, 700,000 subscribers is a whole bunch, so thank you all for the support. Really appreciate it. We got 40 seconds left on that hype train, and once that ticks down, we'll get into it. Not so much snow there now, a few bits on the hills. Yeah, I feel like you've had a decent amount of it over January as well. We didn't start seeing it until, like, last week, basically. Sam, thank you for the 100 bits. Congrats on 700k. Thank you. Got your Ancestry DNA results back today. 55% from the UK. We're basically cousins. Everybody here is related. That's how it works. Thank you so much, Wake Gilliams. Appreciate it. Daughter is in Midwest US and they have several feet of snow. Yeah, my buddy Joel, who I do the Spawn Chunks podcast with, is over in Nova Scotia in Canada. And Halifax had like 50 centimeters of snow overnight. So, yeah, he's had a lot more snow than I have, put it that way. Check him out on Instagram and you'll see all of the pictures. But yes, that's going to be it for the hype train. Thank you so much for the support, and let's get right into it. Let's play some RTX. We got this RTX Season 2 world going strong. Oh, and Wake Gilliam's right after the hype train. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. So, for folks who aren't familiar with the RTX world, RTX is the NVIDIA shader style thing that they've made for Bedrock, basically, and it has a few differences from shaders. You'll notice that a lot of the materials kind of have their own properties. Some stuff is kind of more reflective, some stuff emits light in different colors, and we've been having a blast with this, working on a little medieval build, but now I wanted to get some more materials from elsewhere in the world. I wanted to get a bunch more, like, sand and stuff, so I've set up a nether portal connection to a desert. Sorry that all you're seeing right now is netherrack. I plan on lighting this tunnel up a little bit and making it look nicer, but this is really the first connection I'm making in the nether to other biomes in the world. It took me ages to find the desert. We actually found that on stream, I think, and the desert was like 2,000 or 3,000 blocks to the south, so the nether tunnel to it is actually pretty long. But yeah, finding a desert was a little bit of a struggle, but there is also a thriving desert village there with tons of villagers. So I'm thinking what we might end up doing once we've done a bit of chopping is heading back over there and seeing if we can get some villager trades on the go and see if we can maybe recruit a librarian who'll give us a mending book. Because one of the things I'm lacking right now is I don't have a whole lot of diamonds to make more diamond armor, and the materials that I've got right now, I kind of want to put mending on some of the tools so that I don't have to worry about that stuff in future. I also just need to start farming emeralds from villagers in general. And, oh, it is nighttime. All right, well, welcome back to the house. I'm going to pop myself in here and get some sleep before all of these zombies come out to wreck my front door. And hopefully we'll start to see them all burn in the sun. Just ran over some ancient debris. Yeah, I haven't really looked at in the tunnel all that much, but I'm sure there will be some ancient debris around somewhere. Bedrock Edition seems to have it, like, if not more commonly than Java Edition, then at least it's more accessible because you don't have all those lava lakes below Y32. All the kind of ravine construction that happens in Java Edition Minecraft doesn't seem to exist in Bedrock Terrain Generation. It's harder to get many villagers on Bedrock. I know they don't have as many trades, but I expect typically you'll just need to swap out the first book trade a librarian has. But then I guess if a librarian doesn't get a book trade until the second tier, then that's probably why it becomes difficult, right? Scroll down the music just a touch. There we go. Thanks, Quag the Chicken. I like the house a lot. I spent a lot of time working on it. It's actually based on some concept art I found on ArtStation, which I did kind of cite my sources for in the video where we built this. So if you guys want to check it out, it's worth a look. The sun is bright. Yeah, it's interesting what they've done with making the lighting a little bit more realistic. If you walk out of the house, like, your eyes kind of adjust to the darkness in here, and so it gets, like, overwhelmingly bright until you've taken a few steps outdoors. I kind of like it in here, and in the morning especially, you get, like, a ray of the sun that comes through this window and sort of travels across the room as the sun starts to move, which is kind of neat. I also have like light switches for each of these rooms, which really make a difference to the interior lighting. But I do have some light sources underneath the carpet, which, because they are blocked by carpet the rest of the time, don't actually provide any visible light to the room, but are providing block light in terms of mob spawn proofing and so forth. Oh, we do have a zombie in the house after all. Well, look at that. Give me my door back, you swine. Do I just not get the door now? Does he actually break, like, full-on break the door? If so, that sucks. And I need to figure this out. I haven't fully lit this house up very well. Let's throw some of the nethery stuff in here. Been trying to organize some of my storage. What I plan on doing, and I go into this in tomorrow's episode a little bit more, but what I'm planning on doing is making a storage system eventually that organizes stuff a lot more by color, because a lot of what we're going to be doing in this series is going to be based around, like colorful builds and colored lighting and stuff like that, and just being able to make everything feel like themed around certain colors. Because you can do so much with that in this series, I feel like it's going to be a good way of doing things. So I'm going to set stuff up based on color instead of based on material. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I didn't realize zombies, like, straight up broke stuff. I think I might use fence gates instead of doors for a bit then. Let's put a fence gate in there. I feel like having a fence gate, almost like a saloon door into the kitchen area, makes a bit more sense anyway. Yeah, this is one of the cooler parts of the house, I think, because of the hearth being giant to begin with, but also the fact that we've got a lava cauldron in there. If I take the bucket of lava out of that, you'll notice that it gets lit from below by the campfires. And then if we add the bucket of lava to the cauldron, it really, like, uplights that in this really kind of red-hot glow, as though you're forging stuff in this, which feels really cool to me. No, Hayworth, I haven't killed the Ender Dragon yet. We're only, like, 5 episodes into this series, and I'm not rushing the endgame objectives. But yeah, this is another example of, like, you turn off the lights in here, you get, like, a little glow from the mushroom in the corner. We uplight the light switch. Feels a little bit more modern, even though the construction is pretty rustic. I like that stuff. Yeah, I wasn't sure if putting the door on backwards would make any sense in Bedrock Edition or not, but I don't quite know what differences there are with the mob AI. I think most of it is pretty much the same, though. Anyway, we're going to mainly be chopping wood, gathering some materials. I might work a little bit more on that nether connection to the desert. I might go and farm some sand from the desert as well. Let's get rid of some of this other stuff. We've just got, like, leather armor lying around right now. At this point, I'm still loath to throw anything away. Like, I don't want to throw out all of this stuff that could potentially be useful for stuff later. I need to repair my axe as well. It sure is! Queen Miwi. Thank you so much for the Prime sub. Any relation to Queen Kiwi? What do I think of the bed texture in the UI? I mean, I don't really care that much. It looks kind of like your granddad's bed in Stardew Valley. I feel like this is more like a pixel art style thing, whereas the Java version looks a bit more like the 3D model, I think. I can't remember what it looks like now. All of the texture changes and stuff that happened in Java Edition happened a while ago. Oh yeah, tridents are way more common on Bedrock. Just because Drowned always have a chance to drop them. Although I don't know if they do anymore, but I did get a trident from one of the first Drowns I killed, so... It's like equipment drops from mobs wearing armor, like it's actually pretty common now. The tiny differences are so weird, yep. That is what I'm coming up against these days. But where do we want to start? I think we want to start probably by going mining for diamonds. I have like 3 diamonds left, and right now my only choice for getting my tools repaired is to repair them in an anvil. So I think what I will do is throw some of this stuff in here and actually go mining for things. I do have a Fortune 3 unbreaking netherite pickaxe, but it doesn't have efficiency on it yet, which my Silk Touch one does. So I'm going to head back to my branch mine, do a little bit more mining down there. We can chat for a while. Might also... Yeah, I can get some coal down there. I was thinking I should bring some more torches, but I can harvest the coal as I go. What do I find most weird on Bedrock? The thing that I find rubs me the wrong way about Bedrock Edition now, which is so minor, really, but it's just a quality of life thing, is the fact that when you're using, like, pick block, for example, like, I'll give you a quick example here. If I've got a bunch of stone in my inventory, right, and I do this a lot when I'm building, because I build quite frequently in Minecraft. So let's say my hotbar is full up with other things, like I've got carrots and a boat there and stuff. If I want to pick block on Java Edition, if I look at this and middle click, it will ignore all of my enchanted tools and it will put the stone blocks that I pick block from my inventory into the slot where the boat is, like the 7th slot along the hotbar, which means that you can avoid going in and out of your inventory so much because you're using pick block to pull items out of your inventory, but they always go to a slot where you don't have a tool. Whereas on Bedrock Edition, it just replaces whatever the active slot on your hotbar is. So now I don't have a pickaxe on my hotbar anymore, and there's nothing I can look at to get the pickaxe back without opening my inventory, which kind of ruins the whole point of pick block for me in the first place. So I really wish that that was closer to what you had on Java Edition, or at least that I remembered to go to a slot that didn't have something I wanted to keep on my hotbar. But that's like, again, it's such a minor nitpick. It's just one of those things that's like a quality of life thing that I rely on in Java Edition now, just to make my life a bit easier. The other thing about Java Edition that I miss is subtitles, because I use those so often when I'm caving to like locate where a zombie noise is coming from. They always sound like they're coming from everywhere, especially when I play with my speakers on. Hello, we got some Disco Lapis. That's the other cool thing about this, is that some of the ore blocks, not all of them, but some of them, actually glow with this really, like, faint light. I'm all about that. I really want to keep the Lapis blocks and use them for a build or something. But as far as, like, other differences between Bedrock and Java, I honestly haven't messed around with enough of the mechanical stuff in Bedrock that I've really noticed a difference, because, like, the first thing I do on a world is, like, a bunch of building and exploring. I don't go straight to, hey, let me go start building automated farms, and then, oh no, the Bedrock Edition doesn't work as well for that. Like, there are just different farming mechanics on Bedrock, and I haven't got as far as any of that stuff yet. I feel like the only thing I've done is stuff that's actually easier on Bedrock, like being able to bone meal sugarcane. Like, that's really useful in the early days for getting, like, paper for books and trading and that kind of stuff. It's so much nicer. Considering that you can bone meal most other plants in Java, I'm kind of surprised that sugarcane isn't growable like that. But hey, what do I know? Oxygen, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Been rewatching the Survival Guide and enjoying it. Enchanting was not on your side in the beginning. It never is. It never really is. And Typewinkle, thank you so much for the 5 months. Says thank you for the perfect relaxation stream. Hey, you are welcome. I figured we would just have a nice chill one today. I like having these chill streams, and I just need to get a bit of resource gathering done here. I'll absolutely take all the coal for now. I might silk touch the redstone ore and just keep doing it that way, because once again, that's a nice RTX light source. And the gold looks so nice lit up that way. Obviously, it's more of a reflection with that than it is an internal glow. And sometimes, as a result, if the light doesn't hit it right, you can't actually tell if there's gold ore there or not, which can be a little distracting, but you can actually get a resource pack that's like an extension of the one I'm using, Kelly's RTX, that causes all of the ore blocks to glow so that you can find them a little bit easier. But personally, I don't really feel like that reflects how I would want Minecraft to be in general. I like the fact that lapis and redstone glow because you can convert those into blocks which are more like RGB light sources, but emerald ore doesn't glow, so not entirely consistent. Wait a second, what? That was weird. I got like a flash of particles as I put that there that made it look like there was some gold ore there for some reason. That was odd. Like how when you break a torch, the light wears off instead of disappearing. And it used to do that more gradually. Like it was almost as though, you know, when you've got like a really bright light in front of you and you blink, you kind of almost have the impression of the light that like fades away behind your eyes. It feels like that sometimes. And it used to do that more so, but then I think they made it more instant from the beta because they got some feedback that people found that a little bit too unlike Minecraft. Because obviously if you break a torch in vanilla Minecraft, it just like the light disappears instantly, right? Liara, thank you so much for gifting a sub to LowFat for that 4-month resub. Thank you. Ooh, okay, we got some lapis over there. I think breaking out into caves is often going to be my best chance of finding diamonds, just because I don't have to do all of the mining myself. We got some gold there. Not seeing any diamond right away. A little bit of lapis down the corridor. Let's see if we can espy anything else. Oh, there's a zombie. Hello. Hi, how you doing? Like how when you go out in sunlight it blinds you a bit? Yeah. This is the fancy one, yes. This is the fancy one where lapis ore like glows like this.
Like lapis?
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
So I can pick that up and use it as a light source elsewhere in the world. And it doesn't actually work as mechanical light in the game, like it's rendered to look like a physical light, but it's not actually something I could use to light up a build and monsters wouldn't spawn, you know? So it works kind of differently. But you get used to that. The gold ore is super reflective as well, which is really neat. And obsidian looks like this. The lava, like, uplighting, everything like that is really cool. I'm just looking for diamonds right now, though. I'm having such trouble finding them for some reason. But then that's always the way in an early start to a world. Like, later on I'll have more diamonds than I know what to do with, but... right now just ain't much I can find. Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Like, I'm not used to seeing it.
Atmosphere is a word I kept finding myself using in videos about this because I didn't know how else to describe it, but it's just got like, yeah, the kind of ambient lighting thing is so much more important.
Like the shadows being so much more dramatic and nuanced as you kind of go down a corridor and stuff.
It's actually kind of hard to light branch mines like this because... like, normally I'm used to putting a torch every 5 or 6 blocks and then mining out to each side, but then if you start mining like this, you just sort of can't see what you're mining in front of you until you break that block.
Oh, yeah, wow.
And then it opens out, and so it's...
way more dynamic.
yeah, it's very, very different.
Like it casts a shadow in a way that is more logical, obviously. So
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's just wildly different from what we're used to. Do I still have my Bedrock achievement world? No, I think I deleted that one. It wasn't really sentimental value to me, like I didn't really build anything. I was just there getting the achievements as fast as possible. The redstone all glows like this as well. Which in regular Minecraft it lights up when you bop it.
yeah, like it has a glow to it.
But it's not like a bright red glow like that. And in RTX it actually doesn't change. Like the block state doesn't really change. I'm not sure if that's just because it's Bedrock Edition or something, but... see, now I need to get those. The other thing I miss from inventory management in Java is being able to press the number 1 over something and have it appear in the number 1 slot in my hotbar. It doesn't do that in Bedrock. With a fight in RTX? Yeah, it'll happen. It'll happen. Eventually. I'm not saying it's going to really go well, or, to be honest, it probably won't look all that different, dramatically speaking. Like, the Wither doesn't produce light itself, so I really doubt it's going to be super dramatic. People just want me to do the Bedrock Edition Wither fight because it's awful. What am I doing on Valentine's Day? Probably staying inside and having a fairly normal day, to be honest. We don't typically do all that much for Valentine's Day. I have no idea, dude.
It's the 14th, but I mean, like,
Yes. Is it what, like the 9th, 10th today? So it's like end of the week sometime. Yeah, this is how prepared we are for it. No idea.
Sunday. I'm trying to count in my head. Sunday. Yeah. It doesn't mean anything to us.
Yeah. Rhino G, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Welcome in. Have you been back to Minecraft RTX, or are you still playing hardcore? What do fireworks look like in RTX? They just look like fireworks. Entities and stuff like that don't really have any kind of special rendering because it's all based on block light. Otherwise, you'd be processing way more stuff than you would be in like default Minecraft settings. Been back a couple of times. How have you been finding it? I know it's a little bit different for hardcore players because you can't really play hardcore on Bedrock Edition, but I like this enough just from a creative perspective, from being able to add more interesting lighting to builds and stuff, that I'm coming back to this for more than just the sponsored series I was doing. Like, we're out of the sponsorship now. I don't have any more, like, NVIDIA sponsored videos. But I'm continuing the series anyway because I find it really interesting. Need to find a fortress, got lost in the nether, so it's been a minute, and you're building an iron farm in hardcore. Yeah. No, I don't have a nether fortress anywhere near my spawn. I haven't found one yet. So that's kind of holding up progression for me here, but yay, there we go. I'm sort of okay taking my time with it, because in this world, the gameplay loop is not the most important thing for me right now. Oh, and there's some lava around. Of course there is. You always find diamonds near lava. Shout out to Millie Ramsey. Looks like we've only got 2 here. Unless we have some more behind that. Five. Okay, not bad for 2. 5 for 2 is... There's one on the ground as well. Nice. And some emerald ore. Yes. It's a good day. And that is 9 for 3? Or was that 4? I kind of lost count there, but 9 for 3 is pretty incredible luck, actually. Like, on average, you get 2 out of every block you mine with Fortune 3, so that's not bad. 5 for 2, 9 for 3. Pretty good. That means we got 4 diamonds out of that last block. That's wild. Like, I mean, it happens, but you don't expect it. Castle I was going to make in this world is going to be as big as my survival guide world. The castle is going to be designed sort of differently, so I'm not really going to compare the two. The castle in this world is going to be on a hilltop, and it's going to take advantage of the natural terrain and be a bit more like a kind of castle town feel where there's more stuff on the inside of the castle grounds. The keep itself is probably not going to be, like, anywhere near as big as the survival guide castle, but there's going to be different stuff going on. Silent One Trouble, thank you so much for 5 months. Says another month of fun. Thank you. Hope you're all still having fun. Low fat, I feel you. That's one of the reasons I probably couldn't watch those streams. Alright, losing a little bit of coal ore there, but lava lakes are always good if they mean opening out into areas like this. Yeah, the water is weird. I've actually found that I needed to install a texture pack that made the water more visibly blue, because there was one pack that made the water super clear, and I just didn't know where it was. I was finding myself running into water in caves that was just, like, virtually invisible to me when I first encountered it, and so that got really distracting. So I ended up switching to the pack I'm using now, and that makes water look a little bit more blue and closer to the vanilla texture for it, with the kind of running water animation. That's a lot easier to spot. But yeah, the lava lighting in this area is really fun. Have my name-tagged horses disappeared suddenly? I have not had any horses in this world, so I could not tell you. I guess that's all we're seeing from down here. Take all of the ores and stuff, though. Yeah. Wet blocks look so cool, they do. Dragon Record, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Brand new sub to the channel. Enjoy your emotes and your sub badge. Welcome to the Pixels. Not familiar with Bedrock. Is this on hard mode? Yes. If I go to settings, you'll see difficulty there is set to hard. And yeah, 2 of my doors got destroyed in my house earlier because there was an unlit area where a zombie came through. Let's drop back here and start another little branch. Finding so much stuff that isn't diamond, but is still really nice to have. Eventually I'll need to start using redstone for actual redstone projects, but The redstone block in this is also a really nice light source. Is there a way of getting shaders for mobile? Not really. Bedrock Edition is the only version of Minecraft you can play on mobile, unless you can run a Java virtual environment somehow, which I don't think is really possible on most mobile devices, but it depends how you work with them, really. But then on the RTX stuff, at least, it's really designed with NVIDIA's latest range of graphics cards in mind, so you're not looking at any mobile devices that have anything like that amount of graphics processing power. Waiting to see the end and end cities explored more than the last series. Yeah, we'll spend a bit more time in the end, I expect. The thing is, really, the end doesn't provide a whole lot of unique stuff in the way of... Well, hello? Almost walked away from that. Prime. The end doesn't provide a great deal of unique stuff in terms of lighting. It's got end rods, and that's about it. It's kind of a cool environment still, but I feel like most of the lighting stuff I want to do is going to be in areas like the overworld. 17. Nice. Where the overworld obviously has a day-night cycle, so you can do more stuff with natural light there. I feel like most of the reason I want to keep this series going is not just to do the survival progression in Bedrock, it's to mess around with some of the stuff I can do in RTX and can't do elsewhere. The diamonds are sneaky and subtle. They are, yes. But now I at least have enough to make another pickaxe or repair my current one. Might make myself another axe as well. This one has Bane of Arthropods on it for some reason. When are we getting more Stardew? Tomorrow. Tomorrow night is when I plan on streaming some more Stardew. We'll probably finish up spring tomorrow. Might get started on like week 1 of summer if we have time. But yeah, I've been looking forward to it. We're actually going to get a couple of extra streams this week, because tomorrow I'm doing Stardew. We'll do a stream on Thursday like usual, but then on Friday, my brother-in-law, Mr. Casto, and I are playing Minecraft together for the first time. He is a variety streamer. We've raided him a couple of times recently, but he's been playing a few other things and is looking to get back into Minecraft, having not played since Alpha. And so basically we're going to do a stream where I'm going to teach him Minecraft, which is going to be pretty fun. But yeah, we're going to be playing Java Minecraft for that, because it seemed like a better starting point. Always fun seeing people come back and get excited and surprised by all the new features. Yeah. It's going to be interesting for him as well, because he is really scared of spiders, to the point where he's been playing horror games with spiders in, and he has, like, a really hard time getting through those. And we talked about it the other day when we were setting up everything for the stream, and he said, like, I'll probably be okay with Minecraft spiders. Like, I remember not being freaked out by them. Like, I don't remember liking them, but I was okay with just, like, okay, kill it. But I might have to install some sort of, like, arachnophobia mod or a command block that kills them all or something if that becomes a problem for him, but we will see. Is there a texture pack to turn them into something funny? I mean, I'm sure there is, but they're still going to look like spiders unless you dramatically change the block model. I don't know. But it might be an interesting challenge playing Minecraft without spiders, because then I guess you have to farm string from, like, striders or something in the end. Or piglins, I guess, still barter it, right? Yeah, I'm not looking forward to trying to take on an abandoned mineshaft and worrying about cave spiders, but I don't like messing with cave spiders anyway. And we're not going to keep the world and turn it into, like, this incredible long-term farming project kind of stuff. 'Cause I think that's going to be too overwhelming for him at first, so like he can destroy all the cave spider spawners he wants. I don't really care. Yeah, I guess cats also bring you string and stuff. There's a few different ways of getting it, but
Bring you string.
yeah.
That's so cute.
Let's make a stack of torches here. Throw out some of the diorite and whatnot that I'm not going to use. There we go. Oh, and now we're back in the area I just mined out, of course. I think I'll at least take these diamonds to the surface, drop off some of these materials, and then come back, because, to be honest, I could use the stone. I want to make sure we have a lot of that for building nether connections and maybe the castle stuff. If I only had bundles, it still wouldn't help. Hey, there's a couple of things here I could bundle. Like, I could put the diamonds and the granite together and it'd take up one less inventory space. Same with the iron. Like, you just got to be doing the maths in your head and looking for the stuff that's, like, not a stack of 64. Hello? How did I miss these? They're right there in the floor. I bet the chat was yelling at me earlier.
I did see someone say look down, but I wasn't sure what they were talking about.
Look down, look down. Don't look him in the eyes.
Oh.
Yeah, immediate DMCA from, I don't know who even wrote Les Miserables. I know, like, Victor Hugo wrote the book. Who wrote the music? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I bet Hugh Jackman just owns the rights to all of it now, or something. Says, thanks so much for the 4 months. So, 29 diamonds now. I just completely ignored an 8 vein. Cameron McIntosh, is that it? Claude Michel Schoenberg? Interesting, okay. We'll come back anyway, so if I've missed anything else, then I'll come back and get it. Schoenberg also wrote Miss Saigon. Ah, interesting. What mod? No mods. All vanilla. The obsidian looks weird. It does. Zombies in the sugarcane. Die, fools. Let me get to my front door. Hello? Alright. Good night, everyone. How does a night potion change visibility on RTX? No idea. I haven't used one yet. Stop breaking down my door. You absolute swines. Very rude. Alright, 32 diamonds. Half a stack. Not bad. Looking better. Some emerald ore to add to the hoard. And a lot more redstone, bit more gold, bit more iron. Lovely. Hello, anyone else? Alright, Silk Touch pickaxe is looking like it's on its last legs. So I'm wondering how we do in terms of enchanting more stuff. When am I going back to Survival Guide? I haven't left Survival Guide. I don't know when I'm going to stream it next, maybe Thursday. We'll see. How many diamonds do I have in the Survival Guide? Like 2 stacks of blocks or something, probably. But in the Survival Guide I have beacons, so I never really need to worry about getting resources like that. Yeah, let's keep everything just jumbled up in here for now. I don't really mind. When will I release the world download for Survival Guide? When I want to. Should make a chicken farm for food. I've been killing hoglins and pigs now that I have flame on a bow. It's pretty effective, and I'm right next to a crimson forest in the nether, so whenever I go in there, I have pork chops for days. So I think I'm going to repair the diamond pickaxe. And yeah, it's going to be better just to make another diamond pickaxe and combine them. Do I have any just sticks lying around? I always hate it when I craft sticks every time I need them, and then I do some tree farming and suddenly I've got like 5,000 sticks that I'm not using for stuff. I think I threw some sticks away back in the branch mine down there. So let's repair that. Cost me 2 levels, not bad. And I'll probably end up doing a bit of tree farming and then doing the same with a diamond axe. This is becoming answering 404 questions. It always is on these streams. Let me put all of the ores in here, just for consistency's sake, and we have 4 emerald ore. That's nice. I've got some iron blocks in there. I might smelt some more of this iron, though. And that's going with blocks of coal. Is there anything else I want to smelt from this? I guess the gold. We'll use the gold. How many runs did it take me to beat Hades? I think it was 40 for my first clear, and then I got the rest of the clears done basically in a row, more or less. I think it took a while for my second clear, and then I got 8 in a row. Like, I just hit my stride with that game and cleared it pretty quickly. I'm still not done with all of the epilogue stuff, but I haven't installed it on this PC since I got it. You never seen emerald ore other than in my worlds? I always go mining under mountain biomes, which is where you find it. I go mining there specifically so I can get emerald ore, because I really enjoy having a lot of that block. Being able to hoard it. Let's chop some trees. Also have to deal with silverfish there. Not if you have a silk touch pickaxe, which is what I have with me if I want to get emerald ore anyway. Java Edition should add RTX. They won't, but I'm not going to deny that it'd be nice. Yeah, the diamond chest plate here is one I got from the Bastion in the Nether. There's a Bastion really close to my first Nether portal. So the diamond armor is actually not one I crafted myself. I mean, the leggings and the boots were, but the chest plate was a damaged one when I got it. Second hand. For some reason you prefer Java over Bedrock. I feel like historically a lot of people have. Either because they started playing it for the first time or because they prefer, like, some slightly easier to follow mechanics for some stuff. But then Bedrock Edition has improved a lot lately. Minecraft! I know, right? Imagine Minecraft being played on this channel. How you doing, baddie? How are you? If I found a mob spawner yet? Yes, I have a zombie spawner over there in that mountain. And that mountain is where I'm probably going to end up building a castle, so I will probably go and convert that mob spawner later. Prefer Java more if it had gamepad support. There's probably mods you can get for it, but you still have to wrangle the Java interface. Whereas I feel like Bedrock obviously has a more user-friendly interface for gamepad users. Understandable. I also need to trade with some farmers more so I get more golden carrots. I think I got those from a nether portal chest somewhere. Lily pads over the sugarcane water. Yeah, I went fishing and I immediately got lily pads for this. You can use trapdoors as well or just waterlog blocks and it works the same way, but I like the organic look of having lily pads there. Why do I think RTX won't come to Java? There's two reasons, really. One, because Java doesn't really have very good performance compared to Bedrock. Like, Bedrock is optimized for performance because of the programming language it's coded in, and so they can kind of guarantee much better performance from C++ than they can from Java. And with modern gaming increasingly trending towards 4K 60 FPS being the standard, they weren't really ready to promote Minecraft RTX too heavily until this range of graphics cards came out and Bedrock Edition was able to get those numbers, which I don't think is a guarantee they could make out of Java Edition, because there's so many other like performance issues with Java Edition in general. Also because the majority of shaders for Java Edition, in fact pretty much all of them, have been made by members of the community. The shaders mod is a community created thing, and now it's part of Optifine. That kind of muddies the waters even further with Mojang's previous history with Optifine, but supporting RTX on Java Edition would either require them to create their own version of shader support, which would happen natively in the game, which Fabulous Graphics kind of is, but with nowhere near the level of depth that current shaders can provide. Otherwise, people would just be making Fabulous Graphics packs that look like shaders already. They either have to do that, or they have to acknowledge the legitimacy of the shaders mod and somehow make that an official part of Minecraft, or create an official product for an unofficial mod, which they're not going to do, just because I expect that is against like Microsoft's way of doing things. Mojang's history with Optifine is that I think Notch originally wanted to talk to the developer of Optifine about including some of the features of Optifine in Minecraft Java Edition, and the Optifine dev said, only if you include all of it, and Notch said, nah, we just want to include some of it, and the Optifine dev said, no deal, and then they just didn't talk about it anymore after that. Like, they wanted to include some of the optimizations, but not all of the optimizations, or not all of the additional Optifine features. Like, I'm probably simplifying here. Someone told you Optifine is done, isn't being updated to 1.17. People say that with every edition, to be honest, and there are plenty of alternatives now, with Sodium being a more commonly used performance optimization mod, so yeah, you'll find that even if that is true, you have some other alternatives. Like, Sodium is part of effectively a suite of performance optimization mods, and you'll find yourself having to look elsewhere for mods that give you stuff like zoom functionality. Try Logical Zoom by Logical Geek Boy for that. And the Shaders mod has its own fabric installation as well, so even if Optifine does go away, there will be alternatives. The community is huge. Like, people are always going to find alternatives for stuff like that. How can I get the new mountain and cave generation in the survival guide world? I mean, it's easy enough if I wanted to do it. You can just explore outside of the area that you've currently explored, and provided that they release a version of 1.17 which is compatible with older worlds, the new terrain is just going to generate anywhere that you haven't already generated terrain. But in the case of the survival guide, I'm not planning to. I am just going to end survival guide season 1, start a season 2, revise some of my early game tutorials, and start a whole new world. What shaders am I using? I'm using Minecraft RTX for Bedrock Edition. We're using Kelly's RTX is the texture pack, but RTX is an interesting case when it comes to what you think of as shaders, because the lighting engine is provided natively by Render Dragon, which is the internal name for the Bedrock Edition lighting system. And what changes with RTX is the materials looking different thanks to resource packs defining how reflective they are, whether the blocks are metallic, whether the blocks are transparent. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can mess around with from a texture pack point of view, which isn't normally affected by, like, Java Edition shaders, for example. P-Flower and Brelly, thank you folks so much for the 3-month resubs. How do you get RTX? You just download the latest version of Bedrock Edition, and if you've got a graphics card that's good enough to run it, it is there. It's only available on Windows 10 right now, because only Windows 10 has RTX series graphics cards, but who knows? Like, it might be compatible with, like, the newer Xbox architecture. I don't know. I don't think it's available yet for Xbox players, but in future it might be. Does FPS drop, or is it always above 60? I have not encountered a situation where mine has dropped below 60, or at least significantly enough that I would notice. Like, it's very, very smooth. You might notice it on some older RTX cards, like if you have a 2060 or something, then you might see it happening a little bit more once your world gets a bit more built up and there's more intensive lighting effects happening, but for the most part, the experience is very smooth for me. What if I made the ski resort again in the new mountain generation? I would love to. I'd love to actually focus on making the build a bigger part of it, because I wouldn't have to build the entire landscape myself. Especially if the mountains can generate in like a mountain range style thing that's a larger area. Absolutely love that. How many episodes am I going to make for RTX? As many as I want to. I don't really have a defined beginning and end for the series now, because I started with 5 sponsored episodes, but I'm now happy enough with it being entirely my own survival world that I'll just do my own thing until I feel like it's reached its conclusion. Just bought Java. What mod should you get that makes the game look good, like with clear water and cool lighting? Get the Optifine mods. If you're not using that already, you can get that from optifine.net. And then just download some shaders. Start with, yeah, if you're not entirely confident about your GPU, then maybe start with stuff like Silda's Enhanced Defaults, which usually just changes stuff like water and the skybox without changing too much about, like, reflections and shadows and that kind of thing. I think it gives some light shadows. But, yeah, Silda's Enhanced Default is a good place to begin. Outside of that, yeah, look into Silda's Vibrant shaders. There's CUDA, BSL, Chocopic. There's a bunch of different shader packs, but yeah, all of those will be compatible with the latest version of Optifine. Do I have any emotes on Bedrock? No, I don't even know how to use that feature. I know it exists, but, like, what even is the keybind? Emote B. Yeah, I don't have any. I don't really care. Potion of Night Vision increases vision under lava. Yeah, I think it increases it by, like, a block or so. Something like that. Hey, there we go. So this is really cool. Once you have blocks of iron and gold, they've actually got, like, reflective areas, reflective surfaces. I would honestly not mind if I took out all of the stripes from the iron block and made the entire thing like a mirror. I feel like that'd look quite cool. The gold one looks very much like a brushed gold kind of surface. Texture packs that take away the fog, but you can only see entities 4 blocks away and stuff about 2 chunks away. Yeah. Seems about right. I really wish I had a skeleton spawner around here. I keep going to bone meal stuff and then not having bone meal. I did have a bone meal farm here briefly, but then that was mainly just so I could regrow all of the trees that I was farming for this. How much iron do I have already? Enough. I don't tend to use iron tools all that much in the early stages. If I find diamond, I just start using diamond everything. Like how the portal looks? Yeah, the portal's really cool. It's got like a kind of purple glow on either side. Probably end up using that for some lighting stuff later. We still get episodes from the old survival guide when I create a new world? No. The whole point of the series is that it's going to end at some point. And the whole point of starting a new series is so that I don't have to use the old world anymore. Like, I don't have any sentimental attachment to that world. Like, it's cool that we built all of this stuff, but the whole point of moving on from that is so that I can do tutorials in a different world. And the whole point of the series in the first place was to do tutorials. So, I don't see the point in keeping it. I'm still going to, like, archive it on disk and make a world download available, but I see no need to continue making a Let's Play from a world that isn't going to update past 1.16. What about the museum? What about it? Like, it's just going to stay the way it is in 1.16. And if people want to download the world and continue it for themselves, then good for them, they can. Yeah, we've got pumpkins in there. We'll put them in there for now. Does the glow squid glow in RTX? Well, RTX I don't think is compatible with the beta versions. I haven't tried, to be honest. But no, because dynamic lighting isn't really a feature of this. It's not like you walk around with a torch in your hand and you see like a glow on the cave walls around you. Like, glowing entities still don't produce light. How much render distance can this handle with RTX on? Up to 24 chunks, which is what I have it set to. Obviously, Bedrock Edition without that can go up to like 128 chunks, but once again, they wanted to guarantee performance, and rendering stuff in this setup is a little bit more taxing. It's like you don't go from a 32 chunk render distance in Java to having 32 chunks with shaders on. Unless you want like a fourth of your FPS. What new mob did I vote for? I voted Isolager in the poll, but I'm fine with Glow Squid winning, especially now we know what it does. I think the glowing sign text thing is actually going to be quite useful. Yeah, I know the axe is about to break. That's the point. I'm using it up to the point where I can combine it with another tool. But unfortunately, on Bedrock Edition, the other thing you don't get is advanced tooltips, so I can't tell numerically how much durability this has. So I am just wearing it down to the point where the durability bar goes away entirely. But it also has unbreaking, so it's probably good for another, you know, few hundred blocks or so. Am I building anything on this stream? No, Tuesday is when I just gather resources. Which is why we call it Choppin Tuesday, because I'm mostly just like chopping wood and stuff. What's with that? With what? Not having advanced tooltips? It's mainly just because Java Edition has all of the debug features and stuff that Bedrock doesn't really. And I don't know if anyone's got a an add-on or a mod pack or whatever for Bedrock Edition that will include stuff like advanced tooltips. But I would really like it if they did. Bedrock has a durability add-on that shows the numerical value on the toolbar. That might be useful. Yeah, I'll see if I can get hold of that one then, because knowing those numbers is just really handy for me. Why not put a pressure plate on the inside of my door? Mainly because I don't want mobs using it. I don't tend to put pressure plates in my builds and stuff in general. And often because I'll have, like, redstone and stuff around. I don't always want to mess with that stuff, but it's a very little inconvenience to me to just have to close a door behind me. Like, it's not going to be the end of the world if I have to do that, you know? Will there be more Clash of the Creators? I think so. I don't know when exactly the next event is going to be, but they're putting together a website for it now, and it seems like it's going to be a more regular thing. Like, probably one a month or something like that. I'm not sure what other ideas they have for it, but I'm not involved with planning those events. I just turn up if they want me to turn up. What's the difference between RTX and normal shaders? Well, for a start, normal shaders aren't really available on Bedrock Edition. Where, when you think of shaders, you think of, like, the stuff in Java Edition, which this is not. And also, RTX stuff is really intended to mimic the way light behaves in real life. So, like, casting realistic shadows, having light behave in different colors. Like having a red glow here versus like an orange glow here. You can pass light through different colors of glass and have it be kind of more cyan like that, you know? It's kind of hard to tell the difference in daylight. And also the glass is transparent in my hotbar, so I really can't see that until I step into the shade. Which is a little bit distracting. In Season 2, what build am I most looking forward to revisiting? I don't know, actually. I'm probably going to be building a lot of stuff in a different style. So I'll probably end up building more modern-looking city stuff in Season 2. Do I play Java Edition? Yeah, Java Edition is where I hang my hat most of the time. It's just that lately I've been messing around with this RTX stuff, so Bedrock Edition is just piquing my interest right now. Yeah, Fishing Friday. Well, Friday is going to be me and Chris. Me teaching him how to play Minecraft again. So, we might go fishing. Maybe the monster in Disc 14 is the warden because the mob seems blind, as it follows the player based on sound. I mean, an interesting interpretation, I'll give you that. Yeah, the seed of this world is 656665582. But you can also find that in the description of all of my Bedrock RTX YouTube videos. Or at least the last 5 of them, because I've made a few since then. Do I enjoy streaming or recording more? It goes back and forth. I'm normally more in favor of recording stuff, but streaming stuff is easier a lot of the time. Because when you're streaming, you don't have to worry about editing and stuff afterwards. You just, like, turn up and play the game for a few hours and talk to people. But recording stuff, I have to have more of an agenda, but I can also take breaks more frequently, and, like, if something isn't working for me, I can go away and not have to worry about it for an hour or two. Like, walk away and come back with fresh eyes. Do I know the Seed of Survival guide out of my head? No, because I don't really need to refer to it 90% of the time. Like, most of the time I just copy and paste it if I ever need it, but I've only ever needed it to, like, occasionally look up stuff on Mine Atlas or whatever, and yeah, most of the time I don't bother with that stuff. We all memorize our Minecraft seeds. I mean, yeah, you can literally just find it by going into the game and typing a command. I don't see the need to memorize it. Blondulance, I'm glad I'm making college more bearable for you. I hope it's all going well. I know a lot of people have had a hard time adapting to the fact that it all has to be online now. So I feel for you. Are they going to update Mine Atlas? Probably not. It hasn't been updated since like 1.9. But there are other mapping tools available. Chunkbase is probably the most commonly updated online version, and a lot of people I know use a Midst because it's software you can download and it's frequently updated. Doesn't everyone just put their childhood phone number as their seed number? Probably some people at this stage didn't have like a house phone as a child. Like, I'm fairly certain there will be people growing up who haven't really seen like a house phone. Like, I haven't had a house phone for years. Like, probably not since I lived with my parents. The Truly Bedrock seed is 70. Nice. There was for a while, like, there was a challenge in Java Minecraft where you started with the same seed, and it was like, I think 404 was the seed or something like that. It was one of those kind of very internet-y numbers. Or was it just 4? I forget, but there was like a couple of people who were like, oh, this is a seed you might have seen before. This is like the 404 world challenge or something. And you're like, I mean, it's just a Minecraft world. I don't know what in particular this world has that others don't, but... I tend to go for random seeds whenever I start stuff up, so the game normally applies a really long number to it. But yeah, you may as well start from, like, the beginning of numbers if you want to. You could also go into negatives if you wanted to. Count backwards. Have I found an ocean temple yet? I don't think so. I found a couple of ocean ruins, so I have some sea lanterns from those, which is arguably an easier way to get them than to take out an ocean monument, at least to begin with. On Bedrock, you can get the seed 0. I mean, probably. There was a huge cave. The idea was you gathered resources in the overworld, then went to the cave and never came back out. Interesting, okay. Bane of Arthropods 4 on an axe. Yeah, it came out that way from the enchantment table, and I just went, fine, whatever. I mean, it's not going to do me any harm, is it? Probably not going to do any mobs any harm either, to be fair, but... I would have preferred efficiency. What I got was Silk Touch, Unbreaking, and Bane of Arthropods. Jolly DB, thank you so much for the brand new Tier 1 sub to the channel. Enjoy your emotes and your sub badge. Welcome to the Pixels. What's up, Jacob? I'm doing pretty well today. How are you doing? It's really cold here today. We've had a nice chill day so far. No pun intended. This is my spider slaying axe? I mean, yeah. Except axes don't really do a great deal of damage in Bedrock Edition anyway, so don't really need to have a spider slaying axe. That was the funny thing about raiding a bastion, was that I was a little bit worried about piglin brutes, and then people in the comments of that video pointed out that piglin brutes do way less damage because axes aren't that powerful on Bedrock, and I was like, oh, should have thought of that, but I didn't think it applied to mobs for whatever reason. Like, I thought, well, they're probably just going to have, like, a slightly boosted attack power to make up for that. Nope, piglin brutes just aren't as powerful on Bedrock. It's -3 degrees. You went to the park to read a book. The benches were quite cold. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really feel like going outside for any longer than I have to, especially not sitting down. Like, if you can be all bundled up in a coat and stuff, that's all very well, but I went out to the shop earlier and I was like, you know, I'm good. That's all the time I need to spend outdoors today. Vindicators hit like a truck. Yeah, I think they just have a higher basic damage. Besides which, I think they also have higher tier tools, right? Because I don't know if gold axes do less damage than like a iron axe does, but I presume so. Like, this still does 6 attack damage, which is not nearly as much as a sharpness diamond sword, but... Why do I live somewhere the air hurts my face? That's just life in general. Do I only prefer using keyboard and mouse on Minecraft? Yeah, I played the Xbox edition for about 6 months, and that was all I knew, so I learned Minecraft that way, but going back to any kind of controller interface feels weird to me now, and I've never played Minecraft on a tablet. Yeah, I've heard that about Guardian farms on Bedrock. I've heard they're really worth building. I just haven't found an ocean monument yet. And this is, again, only episode 6 of this world, so I'm not going to be like, bam, ocean monument. You know? Like, I'm taking my time. I mean, the axe hasn't even worn down to the point where I can't see the durability indicator anymore, so I think what I might do is head out to the desert and go mine some sand. And maybe we'll go over there and see if we can do some trading with the villagers as well. I'm going to bring a lectern, which I salvaged here. We also have some sand in here already, but we'll need more because I want to make lots of concrete. I need a mining desert. Blah. I need a better way of leaving this nether portal as well. I'm never facing the right direction. Welcome to the nether again, by the way. You can tell where I fell off the path. Still no elytra? Again, episode 6. I've not gone to beat the dragon. I did that in episode 5 of the original RTX series because I figured I wanted to show everybody the full progression of the game in Minecraft RTX to be like, does this really change anything? Not especially. Some quartz there. A little bit of gold ore every now and then as well, but gold ore is way more difficult to spot. When you're ready. There we go. Should make nether gold ore shiny too. Yeah, I think that might be another thing the Kelly's RTX glowing ores pack does. This is why I want to take out the ghasts before I get out here, because ugh, some endermen down there as well, who I try and avoid looking at where possible. Yep. Don't want to hear that when you're on a bridge. Yikes. And again, now I don't have the bow on my hotbar anymore. Dang it, Bedrock controls. Anyway, welcome to the desert. Adore the way obsidian looks in this. It's very reflective, which does look quite cool. What are you, friend? Ah, you're the farmer. Are you the farmer? Stop saying that, Widnell. Alright. I'll get my own farm, shall I? Who are you? Leather worker. Cool. So we've got a farmer here, a leather worker there. What does this chap do? Another leather worker. Man, there's so many of them. This guy does nothing. Alright, you'll do. Have a lectern. Alright, is that you, or... Who paired to this? Own up. Is it meeting time? It's probably meeting time. Yeah, sun's going down. Well, you're a librarian. What do you do? Silk Touch. Are you a new librarian? Is this your workstation now? I have questions for you, friend. Yep, that is your workstation. Great. Try again. Try again, please. Or is it going to be this guy now? Nope. Oh, it is him. Hello. Can't see what that book is yet. That's the problem, right? It's harder getting a mending trade in Bedrock Edition because they don't always have a book trade as their first offering. Frostwalker. I mean, that's close. That's the other enchantment that I can't get out of the enchanting table. I can't look at you while I'm... There we go. Sharpness 5. Oh, not bad for 23 emeralds. Efficiency 4. Again, so many good trades. So many trades I would take from this guy. I'll try one more time. Loyalty 2. Ah, well. Loyalty 1 now. Downgraded, even worse. Quick charge, okay. We're getting a lot of first-time book trades, which is nice. Silk Touch. Oh, I could normally go for that. Uber Plato, thanks so much for 4 months. Thorns. Don't really like using thorns at the best of times. Okay, just a bookshelf trade there, nothing special. We'll trade with this guy until the sun goes down. Absolutely looking for mending. Yeah, mending is sort of all I want right now. Impaling, okay. That's not exactly what we want. Projectile. I'll let you go to bed in a second, mate. Just give me the book. There's not multiple levels of Silk Touch in Bedrock. Bedrock Edition just doesn't have, like, enchantments without levels, if you see what I mean. Like, all of the enchantments' names are printed with levels regardless of whether or not there are different tiers of the enchantment. So, like, mending is mending 1. Flame is flame 1. My axe isn't going to break. Ignore it. Mending. 34 emeralds. Worth it. What do I need to give you now? 24 paper? Okay. There's some sugarcane over here. Hopefully he'll keep that trade. There's a giant ravine here that I have to avoid. Yeah, it's expensive, but it's worth it. So shout out to 4 tall sugarcane. We'll compost some of these carrots to get bone meal the sugarcane. Trade some wheat with the farmer. Might have to kick one of these lads out of the bed in a second. Unless I can find one that works for me. No beds up here. Hey, there we go. I think somebody had just paired with this one, but I'm like, nope, mine. Got a couple of emeralds in here as well, that'll help. A little bit worried about this cave, but it doesn't look like there's a path out of there for zombies, so we're alright. Giant holes near villages always worry you? Dude, me too. Me too. What does this guy want? Coal? Got a bit of that. May as well trade it. Just trying to farm emeralds right now. See if we can find a Fletcher and trade for sticks. Hello? That's what we don't want. Where's that happening? Okay, a house that did not have light in it? Or maybe it didn't. The zombie was just in there, I guess. Do you mind? Stop that. Could shoot a villager. Alright, is it you? It is you. Alright, great. Had no idea you could convert husks to zombies. You can, yeah. Same way you can convert zombies into drowned. You just add water. Is that Jelly? Hi, Jelly. Did that cat just kill a rabbit? Brutal. Alright, let's find the farmers. Are you the farmer? This guy's a potato trader. Didn't mean to say that with such contempt, it just came out that way. Potato traders. Any other easy trades we can get around here? Don't really see there being a fletching table. What is this? Tall boy. Alright, I won't say no. Thanks for the bread. In fact, I'll take the chest as well. You do bookshelves. Mostly just want to lock the trade of this guy in the center of town. You are the farmer. The DNA test proves it. He's a butcher. You know what? Let's trust that he's going to keep his trades until we can go home. I have a ton of sugarcane back there. And probably a bunch of other stuff I can trade as well. How can you easily put villagers in a 1x1 hole so they don't walk around too much? Honestly, you just put them in boats. Boats is easier. May as well grab the ghast tears while we're at it. Can't change the farmer's trade now, unfortunately he's locked in. I traded with him before. Excuse me, just eating out here in the open. Don't mind me. Haven't I lost the mending trade by now? Probably not. It really depends. Sometimes it's based on, like, workday stuff and proximity, if they unpair from their workstation and then pair with it again. There's a variety of things that can influence it, but for the most part, I think if we head back there and have enough of the trading material to hand, we should be able to lock it in. Yes, Madman, I've never left the Java Survival Guide. I just decided not to stream it today because I need resources in this world. Don't they change trades when you unload them? I don't know, do they? Guess we're going to find out. And let's be real, if he does change his trades, then we can just refresh the workstation a few more times. We might even get a better price. Hello, Hoglins. Nice. There's 2 ghast tears for this trip. Bit more sugarcane. Probably got some rotten flesh I can trade with a cleric somewhere. There's like bits and pieces of it. This is what I'm here for, mostly. Not really interested in trading a huge amount of paper, but then again, can farm it infinitely at this stage. We've got bookshelves we can break down for the books. I know people said trade stone to the stonemason, but I'm actually interested in keeping the stone. I have some potatoes here, somewhere. Had some potatoes here. Not seeing them now, though. Maybe I should go and steal some potatoes from that guy. And start growing them here. Rabbit trade for the butcher wasn't bad. Yeah. Just a bit of a pain going around and catching the rabbits. Alright. Unless I can think of anything else to go back with. This isn't going to be enough rotten flesh, is it? I thought I had more than this overall. Guess I haven't fought that many zombies. Can you use a texture pack with RTX? Yeah, you actually have to have a specific texture pack for RTX that includes, like, extra data for all the materials, like how shiny they should be and stuff. But there are some texture packs that aren't just, like, vanilla. The reason I'm using this one is it looks like as close to vanilla as one of these packs can be, whilst also having some actual lighting info. Yeah, I know you can cure librarians and get better book trades, but I also don't have access to brewing right now. I don't have any blaze powder, so I can't make potions of weakness. Haven't found an igloo to get the free one. Again, we're on episode 6 here. Will I do a rabbit farm tutorial for season 2 of Survival Guide? Probably, but the easiest way to farm rabbits is just to go to a desert and kill them. In my experience. And then I guess you can breed them there if you want to, but you don't really need all that many. There we go. Magma cubes are a little more volatile on Bedrock. Yeah, I know about the Fletcher thing, but also getting Fletchers is kind of a pain as well. I may as well go looking for another fortress anyway. I'll need brewing for other things. But yeah, I'm not that interested in getting, like, super cheap mending books yet. Like, there is effort I can put into that much, much later. No, I haven't been to the end in this world yet. This is also not a survival guide, so don't get it twisted. This is not meant to be like a tutorial series. This series is entirely about just exploring Minecraft RTX and doing a more standard Let's Play. Sorry, mate, I need to use your bed. Oh, apparently there are monsters nearby. I haven't heard. I know there are monsters nearby, that's why I'm going to sleep. With this man's feet on my head, apparently. What's that noise? It's a weird noise. Don't like weird noises. Not in my village. Hey, you the, There we go, mending. Wow, a lot of trades. Alright. We've got 19 emeralds, so we're over halfway there. Velastic, thank you so much for 8 months. Yeah, see, he didn't, like, disavow all of his trades or whatever. I'll take the experience at this stage as well. And then lanterns, ink, whatever that book turns out to be. So you're not going to trade carrots, but if I make another composter, we could definitely make some more farmers around here. Start trading wheat to them. This guy's a Oh, another librarian. Oh yeah, of course. We traded with him before. Alright. Let's go and find some gravel. Hi. See if we can get any down here. I was wondering why I wasn't using my shield, and then I realized it's crouch on Bedrock, it's not right click. It's a little, like, purpose-built sugarcane farming area over here. That's quite cute. Unfortunately, I have Silk Touch on my shovel, so I won't be able to do this very fast, but... We have one flint already. There we go. Get one of those. Fletching table. Is it slabs to make the composter on this version as well? It is. Okay, good. Great. Throw the spruce leaves out. Why does it lag when I'm underwater? I think probably just the game having to process a lot of stuff. It doesn't lag on my screen, but it lags on the stream for some reason. But I think all the reflections and stuff underwater and the extra lighting effects just intensify the CPU load, which slows down my streaming software a bit. But I don't see it at all when that happens, so that's just a you guys thing. So this is our mending guy. Over here we should put another composter for another farmer. Which is going to be somewhere. Anyone want to come to work? So he'll have like a little gold stripe around his head fringe. Wherever he is. Who knows at this point? Is it you? No, you're a leather worker. Can tell from the cauldron. It's you! Wait, why are you mad now? Doesn't matter, you can trade wheat. That's all I need. Thank you for the wheat trade. Can also give him pumpkins, which I have some of. I sound like a villager now, don't I? Huh. What else I trade to you? Oh yes, Fletcher. That's the other thing. Just make some sticks. Does one of you lads want to become a Fletcher? Yes? Looking for particles. Oh. Here he is. Here's our man. Again, why? Why you have such trouble? Why you have such trouble reaching this? Perfect, okay. Let's go and get more sticks. And before somebody in the chat claims my pickaxe is going to break, or my axe, rather. If you do RTX pack in the chat, it should give you a link to it. Can I reach this, please? Jumping all over the place instead of pillaring up. Oh, I guess I didn't have a link to it, but it's also linked in the description of all of my RTX videos on my YouTube channel, so you can find it there. Oh, good lords. Look at all the people. X-Raid, X-Raid, X-Raid. Hello, friends. Welcome in. Thank you so much, Exuma, for bringing the community over. Welcome in, friends. Hello. Ginger, thank you for putting slow mode on for a bit. Welcome on in. Hope you guys are having a good day. My name is Pixorifs. You guys probably know me at this point. If you don't, I am man responsible for one half of the Hermitcraft recap, as well as my YouTube series, The Minecraft Survival Guide. Me and Azuma have teamed up a couple of times for Clash of the Creators now, and right now I am in my Bedrock edition RTX Survival World, where right now I'm trying to trade myself to a mending book, and the villagers are more or less where they need to be. They're having a couple of meetings and stuff. The only mending trade I've found costs me about 30-something emeralds. And I think it's this guy here, 34. Okay, great. And now he's increased the prices on paper. He's rigging the economy like those GameStop guys. The swines. So I just have to trade a couple more sticks and I should be able to, yes, get my first ever mending book. It's enough to make you want to do AFK fishing at the end of the day, isn't it? But welcome on in, folks. Thank you so much for the raid again, Azuma. Folks who have just joined us, lovely to see you all. If you have to raid and run, I completely understand. Insider trading, I tell you. Absolutely, yes. But, yeah, very happy we've got a mending book now. And I will probably come back to that guy. Maybe zombify him and cure him later. We will see. But, yeah, this is Choppin' Tuesday. This is the day when I normally go and get resources and chop wood and do all of that kind of good stuff. We're probably going to come back over here to get a bit more sand later. But I've just established my first real nether portal connection in this world, which is a little exposed right now, which is why I'm being a little bit more cautious around the ghasts here. But this is all going to be in an episode on my YouTube channel fairly soon, so if you haven't subscribed over there, youtube.com/pixelriffs, go ahead and check it out. And yeah, the way the FOV works in Bedrock and the way the tools in the hand are rendered and stuff, it does look a little strange, I will admit. I entirely agree. No worries, no need to apologize for being late, it's all good. You're here now, that's the important thing. What was Azuma up to today? Was it some more Hermitcraft shenanigans? RTX looks so good. It's fun. It's one of the reasons that I did a few sponsored episodes of this with Nvidia, but I've decided to actually continue the series without the sponsorship just because I really enjoy working with all of the fancy lighting and stuff. Building a garden. Ah, I see. The head gardener doing his civic duty. Well, awesome. Glad to hear it. Gardens around the sandcastle on Hermitcraft. Yeah. I've seen bits and pieces of it. Zloy watches Azuma for the recap, so I get to find out a lot of what's going on X's channel from the recap stuff. Are there any shaders where the leaves and water don't have waves? You can actually disable some of those in the shader settings with a lot of them, so I find that it's usually best to go into your shader options and mess around with a bit of that stuff. But in RTX, actually, you don't tend to get that stuff. I know RTX isn't, technically speaking, the same as Java shaders, but yeah, there's no like wind applied to any of the leaves in this. And I think water looks relatively still unless it's flowing water. So, for those of you who are new to this world and haven't seen this world pop up before, excuse me while I go kill a couple of these nastier mobs around here. Burn the witch. She turned me into a newt. There we go. This is my house. This is a funky little medieval homestead that I've built using a lot of stripped warped wood and clay in the roof there, with a frame made of dark oak and some white concrete and a bunch of fun blocks like that. I really like it. It came together really well. And this is the quote-unquote starter house. Yeah, this is the first house I built properly in this world. I wanted to get a ton of resources and then do something that you could do some really cool stuff on the inside. And so if you go in here, there's actually like controllable lighting throughout the sections of the house that I've decorated. So underneath the carpets here, there are actually like jack-o'-lanterns and other bits and pieces that... There's one. That if you turn off the RTX effect, which I can do by pressing the semicolon button, you'll see that that's obviously a normal Minecraft jack-o'-lantern, right? But thanks to the way RTX works, the light only gets emitted from the pumpkin face side of the jack-o'-lantern. So if you put it in the floor like that, it doesn't actually light the area up. And so you can have this darker area of the house with just like this almost nightlight style thing with the warped fungus in the pot there. That's actually like providing light, which for whatever reason like is a little bit glitchy taking it out of the flower pot. But I pop that back in there, it provides a bit of light there. But then I turn the lights on and bam! It's like having a modern house. I've got a similar thing going on in here where I have a little lantern by the light switch, but those lights can go on and off. But there's, again, stuff hidden under the carpet to make it actually lit for a block light purpose. And I'm working on the interior of this house. It's still not entirely done. I still have bits and pieces up here that are just, like, open and still need to be messed with. We've got a chimney up here and the arch of the ceiling from the room below. So I'm still not sure what I want to do with some of this. Might just have the whole thing come up by a block so it's level with this part of the floor instead. I've got a little bit of underfloor redstone to make sure all of the lights can function, that kind of thing. And downstairs in here, I actually have a little wine cellar, and I'm using some of the funky lighting blocks. That's actually a block of emerald, which I could have taken apart to trade for that mending book in the end. But you can do some funky stuff with the lighting in here to make it look cool. We've got a shroom light at the bottom of a barrel of water here. You can't quite see the water unless I drop the sides of that, but yeah, a little wine cellar with some barrels and whatnot. When am I going to use the mending book? I'm thinking about just putting it on one of the pickaxes that I have right now, because having mending on the fortune pickaxe is going to be especially good. It'll just mend itself as we go mining. But silk touch is also something I use constantly, and this already has netherite, which means more durability, so I don't really know. But now we have a mending trader, we can go back and get mending whenever we want to, so I'm a little bit happier with that now. I'm probably going to save the mending book itself for when I want to make an episode. I'll probably do a bit more recording after we're done here on the stream. So funny to see the water not fall out when you flip the trapdoors down. I know, it's an odd state of affairs, water physics in Minecraft, but got soul speed on that one, of course. Yep. There's a couple of bows there that I might combine, but I already have a better bow, so not too bad. Why would you enchant a compass? It's not enchanted, and compasses can't normally be enchanted. It's actually attuned to the lodestone at the top of my house there. You can kind of see it if I go at an angle. And I need to do that hotkey thing where you set FOV 30 as your hotkey, but I can go to my video settings here and zoom in. See, on top of the house there, right in the center of your screen, there's actually a lodestone. And I have a lodestone compass in yonder chest that always points back to this house, because I've done a lot of exploring, and even though I have coordinates turned on, I do occasionally get lost. I don't remember the coordinates of this place, so let me set the FOV back, because goodness me, that's disorienting. There we go. Can netherite tools be repaired with netherite ingot? Yes, but that's kind of a waste of a netherite ingot in my opinion. Especially when all it takes is one netherite ingot to convert another fresh tool from diamond into netherite, so I feel like why would you need to? Just my 2 cents. How do you get a lodestone? That's a netherite ingot surrounded with chiseled stone brick. So speaking about wasting netherite ingots. Yeah, mending is much better than having to worry about repairing your tools manually, in my opinion. But now I've got the diamonds that I can make a few other sets of tools and better armor and that kind of stuff. I might potentially get a little bit more invested into getting mending on some of this stuff. We will see. You need like 4 netherite ingots to repair a full tool? Yes, as opposed to 1 netherite ingot to convert a silk touch pickaxe from diamond into netherite, for example. The wiki says the lodestone compass works in the end and the nether. Does it just point towards your portal? No, you can place a lodestone in the end and the nether and then attune a compass to that lodestone. But the lodestone compass doesn't point to a lodestone you placed in the overworld. So, like, dimension-wise, it's going to work fine here. But then if I go to the nether, it's just going to do the same, like, spinny thing that it does for a regular compass. See? It's like needles all over the place because it doesn't know where the thing is. It can't find it. Have I died yet so far? I don't think I have. But then again, I've only been in this world for like 6 episodes worth of videos, so I can't recall for certain. We could potentially bring some of this wheat over and trade it with that farmer that we made this time around. Again, I would love to get a bone meal farm together. Need to hoe that patch there as well. All my stuff is outside because bringing it all indoors is kind of a pain, and I still don't know where I want to put everything. I think the area next to my enchanting setup is also going to be for storage. Like this section here. So I might actually turn this room into like a larger storage room. But then there's a doorway out to the back part of the house, and yeah, I don't know quite what I want to use everything for yet. WK Gamer, I'm good today. How are you? Inventory management is terrible on Bedrock. Don't know why they don't change it. What do you find terrible about it specifically? Because I think I may be able to provide a bit of insight into that. I don't know for certain, but I have my theories. Why am I ending Survival Guide? So I can start a Season 2 and continue it. Like, Survival Guide itself is not going away, but the world is going to be outdated fairly soon. And I think 1.17 is a perfect time to revise some of my early game tutorials and update them for a more modern version of Minecraft. Computer equipment, and I guess the heating is on?
The heating's on in my office too, and I'm just asleep.
I don't know.
Feel my hand.
You are cold.
I know, my hand is so cold. I ask you to keep holding it, but you have to play.
Yeah, I do.
It's okay.
What build from the Survival Guide would I like to do in RTX the most? I don't know. I still want to build a castle in this world. It needs to be a different castle, though. I have plans for the design of it. So for folks who haven't seen this, I might as well... Hello? Might as well grab the...
Well, Well, that's just
emerald block from down here. Mountain J, thank you so much for the 7 months of Prime. Let me grab this and show you for a second here. Yeah, an underwater base might happen at some point as well. The problem is on streams, as we've seen already, underwater stuff doesn't really come across well on Streamlabs. Baking Muffins with the 2 months. Thank you so much. The 2-month resub. Mostly quick filling and emptying, the 1 to 9 slots quick switching, the middle click working differently. Yeah, that's the things that annoy me as well, but I think the majority of the reasons for it come down to not many people play Minecraft Bedrock Edition on Windows compared to the people who play on mobile, and the people who play on mobile don't control the game the same way anyway, so it's of limited priority when they're developing Bedrock stuff. I have the same problem, like I pick block all the time and I end up just switching stuff out for my pickaxe, and that's the main thing. So, let's use this spot down here as an example. We can use this little corner of the cave. So, green light sources, for a start. Actually emitting green lights. Pretty cool, right? Actually, green light is probably a bad one to start with because it's more subtle. Red light source. Let's start with this. Again, produces red light. Also reflects red light, bounces red light off the walls. And were it not for the fact that there were lava sources everywhere, red light would actually travel pretty far in this space. The cool thing about Minecraft RTX is if you place a blue light source over here, they actually combine in the middle and make purple. So this is really awesome. This is one of the reasons I'm still excited to play around with this even after my sponsorship with Nvidia is over, is because you can actually combine different colors of light in really cool ways, and it creates not only fantastic lighting effects, but it also merges realistically. So now that there is green light hitting the purple light over here, those combine to make white. Because red, green, and blue are the primary colors of light, not the primary colors of pigments. You may be wondering, like, why isn't there, like, it's not red, blue, and yellow? No, green. Light actually splits up into these 3 colors that can combine to make any color of light. And if you look at, like, color pickers on stuff like Photoshop, for example, you have red, green, and blue around, like, different sides of the color wheel. But now if you look at the faces of all of the texturized bits of the obsidian, they're actually reflecting the color that they are facing towards, which is really neat. And yeah, I'm super into this. I want to do more stuff with this. And not only that, but if you put a white light source, like a sea lantern, for example, behind some colored glass in this version of the game, you actually get light of that color emitted. So right now I've got cyan lights uplighting the door to my house.
Well, that's just prime.
It sure is. Gulple Panda, thank you so much for the 4 months. Yeah, we're going to do some super cool stuff with lighting in this series. I'm planning on making like a cyberpunk modern city at some point as well. We're going to do some fun stuff with it. So this resource pack I'm using, which is Kelly's RTX with the clear glass and I think it's called ELR for like emerald, lapis, redstone, converts the emerald block, lapis block, and redstone block into light emitting blocks. They don't emit light on a block light level because they're still just redstone blocks and lapis blocks, but in terms of what is rendered in the RTX environment, they do that. On the diagonal, thank you so much for gifting a sub. Very generous of you. And so, yeah, like, we're doing a little bit of more classic building stuff, but then we're probably going to move on to larger projects, and I would really like to find a big desert larger than the one that we've just been to get those villagers traded with, and I really want to build a city out in a desert biome somewhere. So yeah, I'm going to go put this emerald block back in my cellar. Have a modern theme in Season 2 like I had Medieval in Season 1 of Survival Guide? Probably, yes. The main problem with it, though, is that modern buildings typically look better with more modern-looking resources like concrete, and those are relatively difficult to get in the early game. But you can still do modern-looking builds with basic resources, and that's one of the things I want to kind of go over. Let's chop some more wood while we're here, by the way. You could absolutely green screen on that block, but you could green screen on green concrete before, you know? Do I think playing on keyboard is easier than controller? I expect so. Depends entirely on how well the control interface is set up, but I play some games on controller, like when I play something more like Hades or Minecraft Dungeons, I'll easily play those on a controller, but I prefer keyboard and mouse for stuff like Minecraft. I think first-person games, it makes sense to be able to look wherever you want without having to turn at, like, such an even pace, you know? Internal, thank you so much for the 12 months in a row. We have a brand new nerd in the house. Everybody spam the word nerd in the chat. Internal, thank you so much for 12 months of support. Welcome to the Nerd Herd. Why am I not mending my chest plate? I'm going to put mending on it eventually, but this chest plate came with projectile protection 4, which I'm not as interested in keeping, so I might just make another one or disenchant this one or something. Like, I don't particularly need it. Besides which, obviously, the chest plate is going to be replaced by elytra eventually anyway, so don't know if I'm that bothered. I have a few useful books in here, but this one, unfortunately, with Efficiency 4 has Curse of Vanishing on it at the same time. Alright, the axe is close to breaking, so let's actually make another one now and combine those. Because that is going to allow us to get a whole bunch more wood, and then that's probably going to be our key to trading with more of these villagers. Let's plant a bit more spruce. Can you get RTX on Nintendo Switch? No. The Switch, unfortunately, does not have the graphical capability for stuff like this. Like, it's only just really been possible to mess around with RTX stuff on PC, thanks to Nvidia coming out with these fancy new graphics cards. Do I have a lot of diamonds to spare? Earlier on, we mined about 29, I think we got. And I had 3 before that, so I ended up with about half a stack. I don't have a huge amount just lying around at this stage in the world, but again, this is the early stages of the world. I don't have a beacon to go mining with. Like, I don't have a huge amount of mining infrastructure set up yet, but I'm just in here doing my thing. Can you get RTX on Java? No, not really. RTX is developed for Bedrock because Bedrock can kind of guarantee high enough performance that they can release it as an official product, which Java sort of can't. And also the shaders mod on Java Edition is a community-made thing, so if they developed RTX for Java Edition, they'd basically have to declare the shaders mod in a more official part of Minecraft, or create an official thing for an unofficial Minecraft mod. It's weird. Weird, like, property minefield. But realistically speaking, the community is going to come up with stuff like this anyway. They already have, really. Like, if you look at what Sonic Ether has on Patreon right now, you can go to Sonic Ether's Patreon, get early access to SEUS PTGI. And that's basically doing the same thing, like it's doing path tracing in real time. You'll have a much harder time getting it to run on anything that doesn't already have an RTX style graphics card, though. Like, it runs on GTX systems, but it doesn't run well. I could trade diamond armor from villagers. I probably will eventually. I just don't have a reliable source of emeralds yet beyond just trading sticks with a Fletcher. Do I have any more flint anywhere? Just lying around casually? Probably not. I would just throw it away. No, it doesn't look like it. Never mind. Can always fortune some gravel. Yeah, this is Kelly's RTX. So, it does have, like, the PBR stuff built into it, physically based rendering, but, there's a little bit of stuff that's different. Alright, let's go and trade some sticks with our boy. Grab some of these bits and pieces as well. It'll all be here when we get back. Will I do a UHC series? Nah. Not really interested in hardcore. Everyone else does hardcore anyway. Everything looks really plastic in RTX. Yeah, the reason for that, I think, is because for it to be reflective, it has to have that slightly shiny material to it, but you can change anything about that if you don't like it by editing the resource pack yourself. Like, if it looks too plasticky for you, then you can turn it all down. And you'll get less of the, like, color bounce happening from the lighting. But that's part of the cool thing about RTX, is that even though you don't have a great deal of, like, options in the same way that shaders gives you an options menu to look through and tweak the stuff that you like and don't like, with RTX, it's all kind of baked into the resource pack. You're on episode 103 now? You said you were on episode, like, 50-something the other day. Man. Binging that series. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're enjoying it, and I hope you're having fun learning the ins and outs of Minecraft. This game is massive in more ways than I think people realize at first. Like, a lot of people look at Minecraft and they're like, why are the graphics like this? And they don't quite get it. And I think these days, maybe it's got more of a reputation now that people understand that it's a game that has a lot of technical stuff you can do with it, and has such a deep community at this stage. I think a lot of people are just getting back into Minecraft because there are a ton of streamers doing collab servers and stuff right now. You did homework and listened to me on the other monitor. Is the museum going to have an art exhibit? Yeah, eventually it will, yeah. That's the plan. Here is our stick trading guy. Again, I really wish the Java shortcut for, like, automatically refreshing that trade would work. So this is, like, middle of the day. We have a wandering trader in town. Hi, friend. What have you got? Kelp? Cactus? Selling me cactus in a desert. Like, this guy's a joker, seriously. I know where some coral is. I don't need the pufferfish. Fair enough. Do you refresh your trades at the workstation? Oh, 57 sticks now. What? My dude. Okay. Time to replace you, I think. What does this guy trade? He's a butcher. Yeah, okay. I got you, I got you. Shift enter. Now, if you trade fast on Java, you press space. If there's a shortcut to do it on Bedrock, then that's useful, but yeah, once you've done a trade once, you can press the space bar and it will refill it. get some flint out of these. There we go. Having a fortune pickaxe on me means I can do it that time. The furthest you usually have to travel to find a nether fortress, I'd say on average maybe like 400 to 600 blocks. But sometimes they're just in weird places that you don't quite recognize how close they are. Or they're completely buried in netherrack or something. There's just like... yeah, it's a difficult time. I've seen a couple of people doing speed runs where, like, after the run is over, if they die or if they just, like, whatever, this is taking too long, they quit, they'll go back in spectator mode, like, unlock the world and find out where the nearest fortress was. I saw somebody do that once, and the fortress was, like, it was close by, but it was entirely buried in netherrack, and there's no way they would have ever found it. Like, that was rough. It's unfortunate. Alright, anybody else want to become a Fletcher? Not seeing any green sparklies yet. Do they all have workstations elsewhere? Fletching table still doesn't do anything, by the way. I still have some wheat that I can trade with him. That's not bad. Aim is to get a couple of mending books, I think. Just like the Sand Villager texture. I think it has issues on this version for whatever reason. Like the extra hats and stuff aren't rendering for them properly. Like I think in Desert Villages on my Java Edition world, they still at least have like the big sun hats and stuff. So I don't know what's going on there. Kill the golem for iron? Why? I have loads of iron. Like, what's the point? The villagers will all hate me for killing their golem. All these leather workers and stuff around. I should just take one of the cauldrons out of here. Go and become a Fletcher or something useful. He actually did it as well. What a legend. Someone was saying Alt and Enter or Shift and Enter would do that. Doesn't seem to be doing it for me, but it tried to do something. Alright, let's go chop down a couple more trees, and we'll try and trade more sticks with him before he changes his mind. Fletching table should make crafting arrows easier. I mean, crafting arrows is already easy. What do you mean by easier? If you get more arrows out of the crafting recipe or something, maybe? Or be able to get tipped arrows without sacrificing a lingering potion, but then that's the trade-off you have on Java Edition. On Bedrock Edition, it works completely differently anyway. Villager employment agent. Yeah, this is basically a job fair. RTX on console? No. No, only available on Windows 10 edition right now. Am I going to make a netherite beacon on RTX Bedrock? Probably not. I have other things to do with my time. It took me 4 months to mine enough netherite the first time around. I'm not doing that again. Alright. So this guy's still doing the trade. I need 4 more emeralds unless he's reduced the price for mending books, which of course he is not. Because he is a smart man and knows I will pay. Ray tracing is coming to PS5 and Xbox Series X and S later this year. For Minecraft or just for other games? Because ray tracing is already possible on other games. What frame rate am I getting? I can't really tell from this. Like, I don't know if there is an FPS counter built into Bedrock Edition. I don't have one for my streaming software right now, but at least 60. Hey, Source, how you doing? Fry, do Ray Charles next. Alright, there is not a bed in that house. And the cats are just strolling through, taking out all the rabbits. Imagine being a rabbit in this economy. Hello? Nice. I can just hop in through the window straight into bed. Me IRL. Getting in and out of bed like the Dukes of Hazzard. Have I made a villager breeder yet? No, that's why I'm in a village. Possible to show FPS via Xbox, Game Boy, or Nvidia. Two things that I have disabled because I don't use them. Oh, both of you back to trading for 32 sticks now. I see how it is. I've created some competition in the market. And this guy's like, well, 57 sticks seemed like a little steep. I'm like, yeah, it did. Oh, here's the lad. Here's the lad we need. The hero we need, the one we deserve. Let me get a book. Excuse me while I destroy this bookshelf in front of your very eyes. Yes. Beautiful. Mending book number 2. Still can't believe I'm paying these prices, but again, quicker for me right now than going to all of the trouble of setting up mending, like, not mending, curing, like zombie curing. Do I still prefer Java over Bedrock? Yeah, in the grand scheme, yes. I just know Java better. I still don't know half of the stuff that I can or can't do in Bedrock Edition because I haven't got that far yet, but I'm a lot happier on Java just generally. As a content creator, Java works out a little bit better because of, you know, stuff like replay mods, spectator mode, all of that stuff. And there are a few things that you can do in Bedrock to sort of simulate some of that, but still. Java Edition, I think, wins overall. But Bedrock, I don't have a problem with Bedrock like some Java creators seem to. Hello. Yeah, we can't re-roll the librarian now because I think his trades are locked in, right? Unfortunately, but hey, what can we do? Wish there'd be some sort of parity update to make all of Minecraft uniform. Not really going to happen. I think they're going for as much parity as they can, but there's always going to be some stuff that they won't do because of it making controls weird for mobile players. That's why the offhand on Bedrock doesn't do more stuff. That piglin is hunting a hoglin. There's a whole group of them down there. Let's see if they do the dance. Nope, they're just chilling. Fair enough. Nice. So many hoglins around here for the good pork chops. As for these guys, keep them at arm's length where possible. Not having sweeping edge makes them a bit of a pain to deal with. One of them somehow got behind me. Bit of magma cream though. Can't argue. Why does axes deal less damage than a sword? Because axes on Bedrock Edition never got the rebalance, because Bedrock Edition never got the combat update that has like weapon cooldown and removed spam clicking and that kind of stuff. The PvP scene on Bedrock is probably less competitive, and on Java Edition it kind of needed rebalancing, but a lot of people obviously argue that it hasn't really been made that much better. I was never that into PvP anyway, so it's not really my jam, but people got their opinions. I have this random piece of rabbit hide now. So we now have 2 mending books, probably one for each pickaxe to begin with. I need to get better stuff on boots. Leggings is okay, I probably want unbreaking on that. Maybe respiration for the helmet. But I need at least depth strider and feather falling on the boots. No source, there isn't a mending 2 in Bedrock. All of the enchantments on Bedrock, regardless of whether or not they actually have different tiers, have numerals. It used to be that way in Java as well, but they changed that around the time mending was introduced. But like Silk Touch and Flame also have like Silk Touch 1, Flame 1, even though there's not like a Flame 2. If the 1.9 update was on Bedrock, would the mechanics be more difficult if not played on Windows 10? Probably yes. I think making combat more tactical was not going to be the right move for mobile players, because mobile players just have to tap the screen as frantically as possible, and a lot of the time mobile players are really young, and so understanding that they have to be a little bit more cautious with their attack patterns is like an adjustment for them. Obviously there's some very young people playing Minecraft on PC as well, and don't want to underestimate their abilities, but I feel like for whatever reason it just wasn't the right choice for mobile and console. Let's face it, this game was not really designed with combat in mind, so more nuanced combat was not necessarily going to be a great thing for the game. But it ultimately comes down to what they were trying to do to make sure PvP wasn't just like something you could win based on your ping and how fast you could click, and whether you had like an auto-clicker script or whatever. But then people are always going to find ways around that stuff anyway if they're tool-assisted. Clicker scripts will get you banned for the most part. Yeah, but do the people who want to play with clicker scripts really care about that? Like, it doesn't get you banned from playing Minecraft in general. You just end up having to go and play on a different server, and by the time you've like, used a clicker script to win a couple of PvP matches, do you really care? I feel like most of the time people do that kind of stuff because they're not interested in having competition. They're just bored and want to ruin somebody's day. Like, if you're actually interested in the competition, you're interested in improving yourself and getting better at something. I've won, but at what cost? Exactly. Like, I don't see the point in that stuff. It's like you're just going to stay bored because guess what? It's not a challenge for you. If you don't experience some sort of setback, then there is, like, nothing to stimulate you about that. There's no reason to improve yourself. That's why people who end up, like, switching on cheats in their world and cheating a bunch of resources for them in creative find that they get bored of their survival world. It's like, guess what? Because you're not playing survival anymore. You're not embracing the idea that losing stuff in a world is part of the experience. Or that you actually have to struggle to achieve something. And, you know, that just may be the way you end up experiencing the game. And if it's not fun for you to grind for that stuff, then it's okay. But maybe Minecraft isn't the game for you in that case. Do I ever feel the need for a mode harder than hard, not hardcore? Well, hardcore is just hard, just with one life. Like, there's not really any difference difficulty-wise. Just the difference in the consequences for you dying. But no, I don't really feel the need for anything worse than hard. Personally, because I'm a builder, I would prefer to not be interrupted by combat. Like, I like having the level of control that I have over my environment and my survival, and being able to explore more of the sandbox elements of the game without constantly being set upon by more challenging experiences. Like, I'm a lot happier just being able to tinker with whatever I want to. You hate exploring, but Mojang keeps making us do it to find good stuff. I think that's the thing. Like, Mojang wants this game to be something that people explore because some people aren't into building. Or into, you know, the mechanical side of the game or whatever. Wow, that's a big tree. Let's go chop it down. Have to enable keep inventory every time you start a world because you lose gear in the nether all the time? Yeah. And that's fine. Like, ultimately, you want to make it the kind of challenge that you enjoy, but is still a challenge. Montrock, thank you so much for the $3. Just want to say thank you for your vids. I believe Survival Guide is the best educational series out there. Wanted to ask, when you first started streaming, who were my mods? And how did I find my current mods? Well, when I first started streaming, I wasn't streaming Minecraft as much. So the people who I selected as my moderators were people who were being helpful in the chat during a time when I didn't have as many people watching me, but they were people who'd turn up to my streams regularly and were already displaying mod-like behavior. You know, they'd welcome people into the chat, they'd answer questions if I wasn't looking at the screen at the time, they would caution people against breaking the chat rules that I'd already set, but for the most part, your first moderator is always yourself. But then I found a few more trustworthy members of my chat who just hung out more regularly. I asked them if they wanted to moderate. Sometimes they already moderated for other people's channels, and they would, you know, offer their services in my case. A few people are, like, server mates that I've had before that I know are trustworthy because they're either people I know or people that I've hung out with for a long enough period of time. And more recently, you know, I've asked a couple of people who have been regulars in my chat and in other communities that I know of and that I knew were trustworthy with that level of responsibility. When you start out streaming, it's just going to be a matter of, like, do I know this person? And even if you don't know them personally, like, do you feel like you've known them in the time you've been streaming on Twitch? But you're not going to have such a big audience that you need to worry too much about moderation early on anyway. Like, it's not going to take long for you to stop what you're doing and ban somebody if they need to be banned. You had nothing better to do 3 days a week? I mean, sometimes you can moderate while you've got other stuff going on as well. Like, half the time, I moderate for my brother-in-law, Mr. Casto's streams, and half the time, like, we've just got dinner on in the background. And we just, like, put him on a laptop while we're eating dinner. Like, that's how it goes some of the time. When am I going to beat the dragon? I don't know. I haven't really decided yet. At some point, I'll probably go and do it just so I can get shulker boxes, but I'm in no hurry. This series is going to be a little bit slower paced because I'm not in it just for the progression. I'm in it for experimenting with fun lighting stuff. Brother-in-law Crossfire, not brother, and he is going to be, as of Friday, he actually played Minecraft back in its alpha days and hasn't played since. And so now that he's streaming more regularly, he asked if we could do a thing where I basically get him up to speed on what Minecraft is now. So, yeah, it's funny because he played Minecraft long before I did, but then hasn't played it since I've started playing it. But we are going to be doing a stream this Friday, which is not normally a stream day for me. It's normally my day off. But, around 6 p.m. UK time, which is 10 a.m. Pacific time for him, we'll be hanging out in a brand new Java Minecraft world, and I will be teaching him about Minecraft. It's going to be fun. I've already designed him a Minecraft skin, which folks from his community are going to enjoy very much. It's going to take like a month to catch up, and we might stream it more regularly if he's up for it, but I think we're just going to start by, like, getting the basics down. Punch a tree, build a house. That kind of thing. Do I have a video on how to make skins? No, I'm not really much of an artist. And so, a lot of the time when I make skins, I just go and find something that looks similar to what I want, and then take elements of that, modify them, change colors here and there, that kind of thing. Like, this skin I did myself, but I did this, like, years ago, and it's based on clothes I actually own. Like, that is a jumper that I literally have in the other room. But, yeah, like, I'm not really, like, an artist in that sense. Like, if you asked me to do, like, a skin of Link from Legend of Zelda or something, I would just look one up instead of drawing it myself. Even Mumbo's skin. Like, Mumbo's skin is just, like, a mustache guy that he looked up on Skindex, you know, a decade ago or something. Like, everybody starts out with skins appropriated from different stuff, or, like, skin packs from the Xbox version of the game or something, and then, like, half the time, like, Stampy's skin is just, like, a cat from the Xbox version of the game. It's the same thing, right? Or you have a character creator on Bedrock Edition now as well. Now you can search for Mumbo skin to get it. I know, it's not even something he did. But yeah, like, there are definitely people who make Minecraft skins for you if you ask them to. Like, artists and stuff. And maybe people do commissions for it, I don't know. But, like, pixel art in itself is, like, an artistic discipline that I've tried in the past, but I don't really have a great aptitude for. You just use Steve because you're too lazy to make a character. I mean, fair, yeah. Do I like how PvP defines Minecraft now? I mean, it doesn't. All sorts of things define Minecraft now. The PvP community has a strong voice in the community in general, but PvP does absolutely not define Minecraft. I do no PvP, like, basically ever. And I have a career playing this game effectively. Like, the last time I played anything PvP must have been, like, years ago now. When is my upload schedule? I don't really have a schedule right now for my YouTube channel because a lot of the videos I make take longer to produce so I can't really guarantee a video is going to be out on a certain day. I should have one out tomorrow, possibly Thursday and Friday as well. But I'm trying to pace myself a little bit here and not get burnt out before the next update, because I know the next update is going to be a really important one. So I want to make sure that I'm still in love with this game by the time I do. Should we go looking for a nether fortress? Chat. Is the crafting table yellow or is it the lighting? It's the lighting. Let's put away some of this other stuff, but I think we need to go looking further afield for a nether fortress. I need to start finding that stuff. Because the next video I'm making is going to be about, like, reaching out to other areas of the world. And that's part of why I've got that nether portal out to the desert now. But yeah, I really need to try and find a nether fortress. And I think the way we're going to do that is going to be via Strider. Now then, what do I got in terms of gold? Let's grab some of that. Oh, hello, we've got these. Okay, no worries then. I won't take the gold. I'll take the fire resistance potions. Do I have an upload speed to increase the bitrate? The bitrate won't go any higher as far as Twitch is concerned. Like, if I increase the bitrate, it's not going to reflect the upload to Twitch, because Twitch, I think, handles maybe a maximum bitrate of 6,000, I think. And, yeah, I already stream with that level of quality. What I can do, because we're going to be in the nether for a while here, is increase the gamma, which I think is what we're going to do, so that you folks can see a little bit. It's going to make the RTX effect look a little bit washed out, but hopefully that will make things a little bit more visible for you. I have a hunch that a nether fortress is going to be in this direction, because this is the only direction I haven't explored extensively, and that is because after you get to a certain point this way, there is a basalt delta. And I've not wanted to go in there because of magma cubes. However, I feel like that is going to be one of my only options. Can't get over how beautiful the crimson trees are. They look pretty cool. They look sort of like Christmas decorations. I think I need to go around the side here a little bit to get to where I'm going. And it's so bright. It's really where all the lighting is coming from. See you later, Sonic 4. Have a good one. Inventum, thank you so much for 200 bits. Been watching all my series. All of them? Even Decidedly Vanilla Season 2? Well, I appreciate that if you have. Thank you. Lava looks more like lava in RTX. I feel like real-life lava isn't even all that bright because it's mostly cooling on the surface because it's molten rock, but it's still pretty wild looking. This is just really dark. Hello? It feels incredibly dark to me. Probably doesn't look that way for you guys right now, but yeah, as soon as you get away from any of these, like, lighter blocks, it just immediately feels so much gloomier. Which I guess is how light works, so it's doing its job, but still. Get up to a high vantage point and look around for nether fortresses. Don't see any yet. a warped forest over there. Quite dark even with the gamma. I mean, yeah, it's the nether. It's going to be dark anyway, but... very foggy as well. And before everybody tells me I can turn the fog off using Optifine. Should you still watch the YouTube version of this? I mean, the YouTube video is going to be a separate thing from the stream. I'm not going to just upload the stream. Although I might upload it to Pixel VODs anyway, but... hello, Enderman. But I'm going to have a separate YouTube video out where we're making that nether portal out to the desert. These occasional signifiers. That's Basalt Delta over there. Yeah, the warped forest is brighter just by virtue of the... Oh, hi. Fish in a barrel. By virtue of the Nylium being a brighter color. I think that dark red that you get in Crimson Forest is just more... is less legible on camera. Alright, yikes. So we're going to go back to plan A, I think. Which is to find ourselves a warped fungus. And put it on a fishing rod. A warped chungus, yes, definitely a warped chungus. Alright. Let's see if we can get down to lava lake level. Somewhere around here. If we cannot, that is no big deal. We can always dig down to it, but... every now and then a darker section of the netherrack will just fake me out and I'll think there's a nether fortress there. Little devil, please don't spoil anything for me. I do like to explore this stuff on my own. One time you were mining, you found a stronghold underneath your house. It does happen. Delightful when it does. I mean, yeah, if we go down this way... Youch. That Enderman's having a good time. I do like their ability to simply walk into lava sometimes. It's a strong characteristic, I would say. Here, Stridey. Hey, we need a saddle for you, don't we? That's another thought. Don't have one of those. Is there anything we can see around the outskirts of here? Nope. There's a bastion there, though. Hello. Yeah, I know I have a saddle at home. I just didn't bring it with me. Wasn't certain if that's the route we were going to go. Do you reckon there's going to be a saddle in that bastion? Should I go look there instead? Rather do that than go home. If it was a Hoglin stables, there might be. It looks more like a housing bastion, but... Let's find out, eh? Et tu, Brute? Gentlemen! Hello! Bit shiny down there. There's a chest over there. Guarded by a brute. Friendos? Most of them are friendos. Gold block. A little bit easier to deal with them when you can spam click, huh? Hi, chaps. Whoa, hello. It's a few of you now. Oh boy, they're all here. They're all here. Wow, we got comboed there for a second. Hi. Look at them all getting distracted by the sword. Well, alright, that was that entire bastion basically dealt with. Yeah, welcome to Bedrock Edition, where you can just kill stuff. And they're sort of fine with it. Gotta admit, my eyes are watering a little there. I was like, am I going to be able to do anything about this? Turns out, yes. Yes, I am. Alright, well. Guess we'll take the golds. Don't really care about the rest of this. And these guys aren't mad because they haven't seen me do that. So that's good. This one here is potentially going to have something slightly more valuable. There it is. If I break this gold block over here, they'll be more mad at that. Why does everybody always talk about getting a, like, higher refresh rate display like they're selling me on it? Like, I only ever upload 60 FPS videos to YouTube. I'm kind of okay seeing what my audience sees, for the most part. Like, I'm not in this for, like, super high intensity gaming like CSGO or whatever, where having a higher refresh rate is really an advantage. And personally, I have no problem watching stuff in 60 Hz. I may be in the minority there, but... Thought I was getting attacked, realized I walked over a magma block. A few chains and stuff around here, but I think if we want anything good, we're having to go back into the foundation. Glad there wasn't lava at the bottom of that. I've got a fire resist potion, but I'm still scared. Let's grab this anyway. They might get mad, but... where even are they right now? Now you're talking. Don't need all of this. Grab the crying obsidian, it's a light source. Get the chains as well. Don't know why, but I just like collecting all of the chains. The crossbow's not going to be that useful. I know they're good on Bedrock, but... not going to worry about it too much. Gosh, this is dark, though. And torches seem to do virtually nothing. Visibly speaking. Trying to get to the surface here so I can see where on earth any of this is. Because it's all just buried in netherrack. But we do seem to have taken out all of the piglins that could fight me over this. So we can get all of the other junk that's in here. I'll take that. I've already got a snout banner pattern, but I may as well bring it with me. No saddles, though, unfortunately, so it looks like we are going to go back after all. Unbreaking. Again, that's not the useful crossbow enchant. Put these crimson roots in here. I think that's it for chests around here. There's usually a couple on these rampart sections. And obviously there's gold blocks in the foundation, like if I dig through here somewhere. Sometimes you get gold blocks, sometimes you don't. I don't know if, again, this is a Bedrock generation thing, but... I dug around the foundation of that treasure bastion, I never really found them. But I don't really need a huge amount of gold. Alright. Not a bad haul. Not a bad haul. But no saddle, though, so difficult to find a nether fortress with the limited resources that we have. There's probably a couple more chests around here, but I don't know if I care to find them. Does anyone know if saddles show up in Bastion loot chests that aren't Hoglin stables? We got some nether water here, though. I might as well take that. It's not the blaze powder I need to start brewing potions, but it's better than nothing. We can start farming nether water early. Yeah, I'm thinking about riding a strider. I need a saddle. That's why I'm asking about the saddle. They only appear in stables? Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. I was hoping it wouldn't be the case, but it doesn't surprise me that it is. Okay, let's mosey on out of here. Can head home, get a saddle. In fact, you know what? I might end up doing that on a video instead, because we are pretty close to stream wrap-up time now. So I'll just head home with the spoils of this second Bastion raid, which I've already done one of on camera, so I'm less concerned about that being a fixture of video stuff. But I feel like going searching on a Strider looking for a Nether Fortress makes for good video content. Would really prefer to find the first fortress on camera. Something about this music gives me big Stardew Valley vibes, which reminds me that tomorrow we're going to be back on Stardew Valley Spring Year 1 in my brand new beach farm playthrough. So if anyone in the chat feels like dropping by for a chill Stardew Valley stream tomorrow, we'll be completing spring, probably moving on to summer. Already made some amazing progress in that world, though. We already have an ancient seed, a dinosaur egg. We did some incredible fishing on like day 4. Got us a diamond and a dinosaur egg. I'm probably going to be working on getting animals and stuff set up. But other than that, it's going to be a fairly chill, relaxing Stardew playthrough where we're aiming for 100% completion, but as a long-term end goal. In the meantime, I just want to be able to complete a Stardew playthrough on stream because I really love that game and I've been playing it a lot over the holidays, but it's not something I've ever completed fully on stream. Music gives you Fez vibes. I feel like I get Fez vibes from some stuff that's got, like, I don't know, more mournful sounding synths, I guess. Because the composer for Fez is the same as the composer for Hyper Light Drifter, and so that stuff always feels a little bit more, like, I don't know, melancholy and emotional. I think we might start around the same time GMT, like usually around 3 PM. The Friday stream with Mr. Casto is going to be at 6 PM GMT. But I expect tomorrow's stream will probably start around the same time I usually start. Unless I've got some other stuff to do tomorrow, which I don't think I do. Alright. Let's head home. We're back. Back in this beautiful place, and let's throw all of this stuff in the Bastion chest. Got a section here that's full of like blackstone and whatnot. Crying obsidian. Got some gold blocks in there. 25 blocks of gold now, not bad. Really wish you could stack the banner patterns. I don't see why you can't. Put some nylium in there as well, the netherrack. Glad that we've got some netherwort, though. I didn't really think to pull that out of any of the other bastions that I've seen, but I don't think the treasure bastion had any in that treasure room in the middle. Either way, that is probably where we're going to wrap this stream up. Seems like a good place to end it. Grab the drops and stuff from over here. Alright, folks. Thank you so much for hanging around. Hey, look, a zombie villager. That is one of the reasons that I don't want to, like, get fully into curing villagers yet, is if I just cure zombie villagers, then we might get lucky with a couple of those cures. We will see. But, yeah, I should have a saddle in here somewhere. Yeah, I've got one there. Might have another one in here. If not, you know, I've found dungeons and stuff like that. Hello, Pillager Patrol. Stay out of my way, please. We should be able to pick up a Strider and get searching for that Nether Fortress. But that is where we're going to wrap things up for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on today's stream. I had a blast. Hope you guys did too. Always nice to do one of these chill RTX Choppin Tuesdays every now and then. And stick around for the raid. We're going to be raiding somebody else out here on Twitch. See who else is streaming Minecraft today. Might make a new friend. I've been enjoying looking around for new streamers lately. Just like people we haven't followed before. See who we can say hi to. Bear with me while I'm just looking for somebody here. You know what? I think we'll raid Malcolm today. If you haven't seen Music Man 1017 before, his stream is a Minecraft hardcore musical showcase. He plays all of his own music on streams, often composes new songs on streams, and the rest of the time he's building on his massive, long-term hardcore world. I hope you guys enjoy his stream. I'm going to be back with you guys tomorrow with some Stardew Valley, so make sure you tune in for that if you're around. Until then, take care. My name's been Pixar Ifs. I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.